Explode, use your combination, speed. The fight is yours.
This guy on his ass for me, okay? For sure. Let's put it. Bang, go.
Throw the combinations. Do you hear? Lovely.
Guys, Marquez's corner thinks he's winning. Freddie Roach wants to see Pacquiao put this guy on his ass. And the crowd seems to think Marquez is winning.
12th round of a scheduled 12. Harold Letterman saw Marquez coming with a win in the 11th round, getting to within 3 points on the Letterman scorecard. We've emphasized over and over, official scores may conceivably be closer than that. Beristain is this confident that Marquez is winning the fight. Perhaps he hasn't observed over the last 10 years the powerful tendency of judges to favor the puncher who throws the most punches. Volume punching is the single biggest factor in the sport in winning fights on the scorecard. Incidentally, 12th round knockouts are rare. Both fighters have only one in their career. So chances are we're headed to the finish line again. Marquez is very conservative here in the final round of a close fight. Obviously, he believes what Beristain has told him. Pacquiao blocked the second right hand. The first one tasted Pacquiao's face.
In a close fight like this, you never tell your guy that he's winning. I mean, I don't care, regardless of what he's doing, maybe better than anyone expected, and maybe there is a little blood on Pacquiao's face, but, I mean, he's never dominated Pacquiao in this fight still.
Freddie Roach certainly didn't tell Pacquiao he's winning. He told Pacquiao to go out and fight.
Sometime during the later rounds in the Thrilla in Manila, Muhammad Ali told Joe Frazier, "They told me you were finished, Joe." And Frazier told Ali, "They lied to you, champ, they lied." Anyone who told Pacquiao Marquez was finished, they obviously lied.
Marquez is trying to time Manny coming in and then counter punches. So all he's waiting on him to come in and mess with the straight left.
The round is on the table. The fighter who's most active in the last minute can win it. Pacquiao's mouthpiece pops out of his mouth, and there's no action, so Tony Weeks will call timeout and give Manny a chance to put it back in.
It's very unusual, especially a veteran fighter like him to have his mouthpiece come out.
How did that even happen?
Very unusual.
Come on, right out of his mouth.
Time in, let's go.
With the facial expression, Manny is very, very frustrated and desperate at this stage. But he don't know what to do because every time he runs in and throws a punch, Marquez comes right back and counters him.
That's what's called counterpunching.
And a potential $100 million payday against Floyd Mayweather, potentially in May, hangs in the balance here.
Marquez has backed off in the 12th round. Pacquiao only needs to throw another combination here at the end, probably to seal this round. This was a tremendous tactical error, I think, by Juan Manuel Marquez, who finally runs with Pacquiao at the end, but never really let his hands go in that round.
Oh boy, here we go again.
Oh boy.
We talked about Marquez fighting cautiously. Pacquiao didn't exactly throw caution to the wind, aware of the skills of Marquez after now 36 rounds with him.
Oh, the pressure now falls on 3 sets of shoulders. 3 judges who have to make this critical decision. If you're looking for a definitive punch on which to score the 12th round, at the end of the round, that happened. That one left hand could prove decisive in the fight. Harold, how'd you score it through 12?
of the fight, Jim. 116, 112, 8 rounds to 4. Manny Pacquiao, you were right. Manny Pacquiao came out. He fought the 12th round. You gotta fight the 12th round in a fight that you think is real close like that. I thought Manny Pacquiao had that flurry from 8, 9, and 10. That helped him seal the win. I think Manny Pacquiao's going to win it on clean punching and that effective aggressiveness.
Harold, take us through Robert Hoyle, Dave Moretti, and Glenn Trowbridge. These are the judges.
Okay, start with Robert Hoyle. Very, very good up-and-coming judge. He's retired from the military. You know, this is a guy that scores him well constantly. I have the utmost confidence in him. Dave Moretti will forever be remembered scoring 7 rounds to 5, Sugar Ray Leonard over Marvin Hagler, which is exactly what I had. Glenn Trowbridge is another guy, steady judge. If you have to put him in a big fight, you put him in because you know he won't blow it. He's a very good judge, Dave Trowbridge. So 3 Nevada guys, three good judges.
It's nervous time now. For Jinky Pacquiao. For Manny Pacquiao. For Juan Manuel Marquez. Mutual respect of the highest order. Michael Buffer holds the answer in his hands. Let's get it.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the MGM Grand, we go to the scorecards. After 12 World Championship rounds, Robert Hoyle scores the bout 114 even. Dave Moretti scores it 115-113. Glenn Trowbridge 116 to 112 to the winner by majority decision, and still WBO welterweight champion of the world, the fighting pride of the Philippines, Manny Pacquiao.
Well, given what Nacho Beristain was telling Juan Manuel Marquez in the corner, I guess we're going to hear a protest or a dispute from the Marquez corner. I guess we're going to hear them telling us that they feel they won the fight, but at the end of the day, Emmanuel Stewart, I personally believe this feels like the right decision.
Well, it could have went either way. It would have been surprised. I mean, in some way, Marquez won the crowd because he did better than the underdog, and he had blood coming from Manny's face. But still, when you go to the scorecards, it could have been either way. I had no opinion. It was just close.
Well, Dave Moretti and Robert Hoyle both gave the 12th round to Pacquiao, and that was critical on Moretti's 115-113 scorecard, and it was critical on Hoyle's scorecard because it pulled Pacquiao into a draw in the fight. Glenn Trowbridge gave the 12th round to Marquez, but he already had Pacquiao 5 points up at that point.
But I think a lot of it, I thought that Marquez should have stretched out a little bit more. I thought he played it too safe. He was laying back as if he was winning the fight because of the instruction from his corner. Big mistake.
I don't think there's any question about it that Marquez played it too conservatively down the stretch of the fight. He averaged only 37 to 38 punches per round. He needed to throw more than that to stay with Manny Pacquiao. Here are the numbers, and once again, they're going to follow something like the profile of the first 2 fights, where Marquez lands with greater accuracy, but Pacquiao throws more punches. Really, that's probably the biggest difference. Manny threw 142 more punches than Marquez and landed 38 more. Not all of them were big power shots, but when you're the more active fighter and you do a good job of ring generalship, as Harold pointed out, you're likely to be the one the judges favor. This time, for the first time in the trilogy, he lands more power punches. It felt as though Marquez could have reversed that if he'd simply opened up and let his hands go more. And here's a look at Punch Zone, which tells us where all the punches landed. And these are the punches that landed on Pacquiao, and you see the 33 body shots that Marquez got in with the left hand. He may think that the judges didn't give him enough credit for that. Pacquiao only threw and landed 17 body shots in the fight. But the left hands and right hands upstairs were enough to win the fight for Manny Pacquiao. Marquez is apparently leaving the ring, not happy, not sticking around to do post-fight interviews. And so we will talk to the winner, Manny Pacquiao. Here's Max Kellerman.
And we're going to see if we can't get Marquez back in the ring, Jim, to talk. Champ, congratulations. What are your feelings about this fight right now? Obviously, the
All right, so Max Kellerman is having an audio problem in the ring, therefore this interview has not yet begun. And we're going to get Max a new microphone in the ring. Meanwhile, we'll keep it going from down here. The crowd response here is by no means unanimous, but certainly it's raucous and loud, particularly on the part of the Mexican fans who believe that Marquez has been jobbed one more time. And now Max Kellerman, they tell me, is ready. So let's go back to hear from Manny Pacquiao.
right, we'll see if this works. There you go. Manny, what are your feelings about this fight? You hear the crowd, they're not happy with the decision. What do you think?
Well, the fans of Marquez, of course, they're not happy, but my fans, they're very happy because it's clearly I won the fight.
You said coming into this fight, you wanted to leave no doubt. Do you think you did that this time?
We have to accept that, you know, my opponent is not that easy. He's a good fighter, but I do my best, and you know, it's very clear. I won the fight.
What is it about Marquez that gives you so many problems? You've been steamrolling everybody else. What is it about him?
The counter puncher, and then you know, he's waiting for my punches, and then he didn't throw the punches.
Would you consider fighting Marquez again at some point in your career?
Anytime. You know, I'm a fighter. My job is to fight in the ring. It depends on my promoters, Babaron.
Manny, the fight the whole world wants to see, we talk about this every time, is Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. Mayweather said he wants to fight in May. What would you like to say to Floyd Mayweather?
Well, let's get it on and make the fight happen on May 5, and let's give the people a good fight.
Thanks, champ. Always a pleasure.
Thank you very much, and I would like to thank all the fans who came here tonight, and you know, from other places. So thank you. It's really good.
Jim.
All right, thank you very much. Max Kellerman's going to go now to the dressing room to see if he can possibly get some feedback from Juan Manuel Marquez. The crowd is continuing to respond to the decision in favor of Pacquiao. Emmanuel Stewart, in a situation like this, the star fighter is seen by the crowd, I think, to have gotten the benefit of the doubt. But at the end of the day, Pacquiao was more active, and I have to wonder why Marquez was so conservative in the late going in the fight.
That was a big mistake. You know, and if anyone is to be blamed, it's his corner. I mean, you never, especially that type of a fight, you know, it was a close fight for anyone to feel that they was winning the fight that comfortable. He has only fought himself. And he could have stepped it up in quite a few occasions himself. But he didn't fight like he was trying to take a championship. You don't win a championship, you take it. And he didn't fight that way. And so I couldn't complain if I was in either corner at this. I don't think the outcry here is really justifiable.
I agree. On the other hand, there was a widespread expectation among experts here tonight that with the age advantage that he brought into the fight, at a weight that appeared to be a very debilitating factor for Marquez and a tremendous benefit to Pacquiao. But this was the night that Pacquiao was going to separate himself and make his point, and many, many ringside reporters picked Pacquiao to knock out a guy who had never in 59 fights been knocked out. How do we explain to fans how these styles conspire in such a way as to make it so difficult for Pacquiao to pull away from Juan Manuel Marquez?
Well, first of all, the fight went exactly as I predicted. I always have said it was not going to be a knockout because both guys have good chins and both guys get strong at the end. But as far as not making a definitive statement, I mean, it happens. I think the style of Marquez is always going to be a problem for him the same way Ali had problems with Kenny Norton and Joe Frazier. It's just a matter of styles. Marquez takes advantage, and he times Manny. He doesn't try to keep up with his speed, but he times him and counter punches every time Manny throws a punch and gets out of position. They could fight till 50 years old. It would be the similar type fight.
So what happens here is the conspiracy of styles between the great attacker who goes forward and by doing so creates opportunities for the great counterpuncher to even the scales.
Yes, and when Marquez started getting aggressive, Manny started counterpunching him tonight. So that's why it was a very technical game, but Marquez should have stepped it up.
All right, Max Kellerman is still working back in the dressing room, and our producers are telling me that we think we're moments away from getting a possible interview with Marquez. It'll be fascinating to see what Juan Manuel and perhaps the trainer Nacho Beristain have to say. All right, all the speculation now goes to the possibility of Pacquiao-Mayweather. Did Pacquiao enhance or diminish? All right, we'll get to that question later. Let's go to the dressing room now for Max Kellerman with Juan Manuel Marquez.
Champ, another very close fight. What did you think at the end?
Yo creo que el segundo robo de las tres peleas que hemos tenido, y yo creo que este aún fue más claro.
It's the second robbery of the two that we've had, and I think this one was even more clear than the first.
In your corner, Nacho Beristain, your trainer, was telling you that you were winning the fight, that you were up on the cards. Did that affect the way you fought towards the end of the fight? Did you not fight as aggressively towards the end as you might have had you thought it was close?
No, yo creo que esta pelea la ganamos claro, conectamos los mejores golpes, hicimos el mejor boxeo, hicimos todo. Yo creo que él lo sabe, otra vez la afición se vio cómo protestó, y yo creo que otra vez volvimos a ganar.
We won with the clearer punches, and obviously we just won again. And obviously the audience protested, as you saw, and they saw us win too. We won again.
Do you want another fight at some point with Manny Pacquiao?
No sé, todavía voy a esperar, voy a decidir mi carrera, tal vez me retiro, tal vez continúo, no sé, pero vamos a ver qué pasa. Voy a platicar con mi familia, con mi equipo, y a ver qué pasa. Otra vez, yo creo que esto no puede ser. Echan a perder todo un tiempo de carrera, echan a perder un largo entrenamiento fuerte, y yo creo que es difícil luchar contra 4 peleadores o cuatro personas en el ring.
I don't know. It'll be difficult. It'll be difficult to decide to see what happens. Maybe I retire, maybe I won't. It'll be difficult, but it's difficult also to throw everything away, everything that we prepared for. And it's hard when you're fighting against a rival and you're fighting against the 3 judges also.
Nacho Beristain is here. Nacho, knowing now that he wasn't up on the scorecards, would you have advised him differently if you could do it again?
Me deja una sensación de tristeza ver que se ponen el antifaz las gentes aquí en las que yo siempre he confiado. La Comisión de Box de Las Vegas creo que es una de las más seguras, más limpias, pero ahora me doy cuenta que el ser humano comete errores, pero este no es un error, es un robo descarado.
You know, they deceived me, and I've always confided in the commission here. I thought it was one of the best ones, but truthfully, this has been a robbery of the utmost.
Juan Manuel, anything you want to tell your fans to close out the night?
Otra vez, muchas gracias por el apoyo, y gracias a toda la afición mexicana, a los latinos que nos estuvieron apoyando en México, alrededor del mundo, y ellos saben otra vez que ganamos. Y un fuerte abrazo.
Thanks to the fans, to the Latinos, to the Mexicans. Thanks you all around the world. They knew that we won. Thank you. And a hug to all.
Jim?
All right, thank you very much, Max.